Boom. All right. So here we are again, live, MetalDevOps. I've got Sean Sellers with me. So if you don't know who that is, I didn't know who it was, and I felt bad about this. So we'll get into that story in a minute. I met Sean on the MEGACruise. Sean is the drummer from a band called Beasto Blanco, and I've got to be honest with you, I have heard of the band at the time, but I've never seen him. And I walked into this show not knowing what to expect, and it was just absolutely awesomeness, man. The drums were on point. The theatrics were insane. It was that of like something that was like a heavy metal Judas Priest, Alice Cooper thing going on, and it was freaking amazing. So thank you for coming on to the show. I greatly appreciate it. And so here we are, 2 weeks post the MEGACruise?
Yep.
Man, so a Megadeth cruise.
Back on tour.
And now you're back on tour, and you said you're in Boise today.
I am in Boise.
Oh man! So what time are you going on tonight?
I don't know. Loaded to 4.
Yeah. You had mentioned when we were chatting outside on the side of the ship there. You had mentioned that you're also in a different band.
Yes, that's who I'm on tour with right now. It's a punk band that I've been in since 1995 called Good Riddance.
Good Riddance. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So from punk to Beasto Blanco. That's pretty cool though, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man. I remember, when I was watching the show, we were watching the show. It was me and my wife, and we were on this MEGACruise watching the show, and I didn't know what to expect, and all of a sudden, out comes Chuck. So if you don't know who Chuck was the bass player, and still kind of is for the bass player for Alice Cooper, but he's also the singer for Beasto Blanco, or one of them. The other one is Calico Cooper, who is Alice Cooper's daughter. And these guys come out and they start singing, and it's like getting hit in the face with like heavy metal steel, right? I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. And I start listening to it, and I'm like looking at my wife. I'm like, this is like Rob Zombie, Motorhead, and Alice in Chains, like just all got together and just the vibe is so killer, man.
Yeah.
So how did you find your way into Beasto Blanco, and how did that all happen? Because I noticed there's 3 albums, right, that came out since the 2013.
Yeah, so I'm on most of the new one. And the producer actually is why I'm in the band. He produced 3 Good Riddance records in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
So, and he's still a super good friend of mine and hires me for sessions. And it just worked out. He was like, hey, I need you to do this. You'll get paid. He was like, hopefully we can get you in the band.
Right.
So, yeah, I showed up, and I didn't even meet anybody at first. Like, I didn't really meet them until after my drums were done.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
So that's good. So that's interesting because, this whole show is basically about metal music and technology, right? And it's so interesting. So here you did all of this, you did all the drums and all this stuff without even meeting anybody. So how does that flow work? I mean,
I had a demo, and actually I'm sorry, can you hang on one quick second?
Yeah, sure.
Hold on.
Yeah. So Sean is at a restaurant right now, and he's going to order some food. So we're going to give him the opportunity to do so while we're kind of gingerly sitting here and being quiet. But we're going to see if he orders any vegan food or what.
I almost did. It was between vegan tri-tip or regular tri-tip, and I went regular tri-tip.
See. Yeah, I'm 3.5 months into being vegan right now, and it was very interesting, being on the ship and trying to stay vegan, and it was tough, but I feel fantastic, so that's always been a good thing, right?
Yeah, so that's sort of my jam too. I don't claim to be anything, but for the most part, it's vegan. I would say it's like 90% vegan.
Nice.
How I eat, and then my girlfriend's celiac, so I roll gluten-free also.
All right, yeah, and that's got to be real tough, right? Gluten-free, low carb, and vegan is like, what do you eat?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But so, anyways, back to your question.
Yeah.
So they had actually, they inevitably had to retrack guitars, and after I had tracked drums, it changed. But our producer, Ryan, he's phenomenal. So he had a demo. I mean, I've done several sessions with him where nobody from the band was there at all.
Wow.
And we had like a pretty crappy demo and put it all together. Some of it I played along with the demo. It was like, and then other things, it was like, hey, I want you to play this, and I'm going to put music to it in a minute.
Okay. Wow.
Thing. You know, because everything's on a click and
right.
on a grid, and it's technology. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Well, and coming across live, man. When I saw you guys live, I was floored, man. I mean, it was heart pounding. It was heavy duty, man. And it's like just machine gun action, you know. And
yeah,
I'm like, you never would have thought that, you know, you recorded a lot of that stuff without even being there, right? And not being part of you weren't part of all of the albums, but you play them like shit. You wrote it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
It's yeah, I love it, and it helps too. I mean, I'm a total drum nerd, so especially when it's a great drummer that I'm learning, and like Glenn Sobel did a lot of the drums on the first two records, and he plays on the songs that I'm not on the new record. So, like, what a fun challenge,
right? To
have to try to, and I love doing that. And it's like, well, I got to make it sound like that because that's badass.
Right. Yeah. Right. Dude, that's awesome. So I'm just learning the drums, man. I've been about a year or so taking lessons from some friends of mine, and I'm getting better. I can keep a beat. I'm paradiddling like a son of a gun, you know. But I think a lot of it is just letting go of what your perceived perception of drums is, and just going at it. You know what I mean? And then you're like, well, that really sounded awesome, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. There's a lot of drummers out there that people, okay, so maybe their timing isn't super rad, but like I know some, dare I say, not so good drummers that are some of the most creative drummers.
Sure.
Like you talk to their band and they're like, God, I'm so stoked we have a real drummer. And I'm like, dude, I hate to say it, but your old drummer was awesome. Like, yeah. I know what you're saying, because now you're like, fuck, everything's on time, and it's this and that. And I'm like, but the other dude wrote shit that I would never think of.
Right.
Like, he was pushing his limits, you know. So, yeah.
The uniqueness of it all, too, because it's so funny because, like, you have a certain set amount of instruments on a drum kit, and how you get the different sounds out of every single person who sits down behind is completely different, you know? And it's just, it's literally, it's like it flows through you, and you're kind of just like, holy crud, that just came out of me, man. And that's amazing, man.
And same drum set can sound completely different.
Yeah.
Not even tuning, just one drummer goes and plays it, have another one come up, and that drum set will sound different. Dude,
like, for example, you guys, so there was the Kiss Jam. So for everybody who's watching this, at the end of the MEGACruise, there was this giant Kiss Jam where a lot of the musicians from all the bands on this cruise got together and sang and did a whole bunch of Kiss songs, right? And, you know, so we had, you know, Chuck B or Charles Bellante from Anthrax on there, and then we had it was Todd from Queensryche, the singer of Queensryche, sitting there playing the drums, and like two totally different vibes, right? But and it's all Kiss too, right? So you know the songs, but how it felt was totally unique and different, right? I mean,
yeah.
So just to that point, I mean, you know, I've been fortunate enough that I've been sitting down with some pretty cool people, and they've been taking the time out to show me stuff, and a lot of it is, speaking of technology, using stuff like this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have a drummer show up to I live out in the middle of nowhere, dude. You know, an hour and a half west of Chicago in the boonies, man. Nobody's going to come out to my house, show me how to play the drums, you know. So this has been great, you know. I've been doing stuff like this and have a camera mounted where they can see what I'm doing, and it's just been fun, you know. And I think that's the thing, breaking out of the shell of I'm a guitar guy. You know, I play the guitar. I call myself a guitar guy, not compared to any of the people that you work with, but, you know, I enjoy guitars anyway. But no, it's so much fun because I think you get to express yourself, and it's a totally different outlet, you know. And you know, sometimes, you can work up a sweat playing a guitar, but man, when you're sitting there playing the drums and you're going at it, dude, I mean, you feel amazing.
Yeah, it's my punk band, Good Riddance, for better or for worse, and partially my own damn fault, it's lightning fast.
Yeah.
I mean, two of my buddies that are photographers that I met on Monsters of Rock came out in Seattle, and my buddy Neil was like, dude, I'm exhausted watching you play.
Dude, it was nuts.
And it's a workout, so I do it at home.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm gonna go run for an hour and 10 minutes at top speed.
Yep.
And there's just like, so even when I'm at home, it's like,
so that's got to be like a mind, because like you have to bring your mind to that point, right? Where you're like, okay, well, I'm about to go run up a mountain for an hour.
Exactly. You can't just like get through it. You've got to like commit.
Yeah.
Like I put my playing shorts on because I'm dripping with sweat. Right before this tour, we were rehearsing the first day, and it's exactly like you said. We're in the room. My guitar player's got a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
We did the first block of 4 songs. I had to adjust something. I'm pouring with sweat. He's like, dude, you're dripping. And I was like, you're more than welcome to play a show with me right now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm playing a show back here.
You can get into it. It's endurance, right? You got to prepare yourself for the whole thing, dude.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm cold. And I'm like, well, start rocking out with me then.
Dude, right. Throw some headbangs in there,
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Like, so this new album, man, it's called We Are, came out just a couple months ago, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out in May.
Man, and you played a lot of songs off of that, on that, and I love it, dude. So funny. My daughter's going to be 5 years old at the end of the month, and ever since the cruise, I've been just rocking Beasto on repeat, dude. And she goes, play that one song with the girl singer again. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of songs with the girl singer in it. She's like, no, she made me go through until it was Perception of Me. So that's the one that she's like, I love that song, Daddy. And I'm like, rock on, baby. I mean, you're 5 years old. I don't know if you know exactly what it means, but but she digs it. She loves it. And I think, we got to promote some of that, dude. Like the strong women presence, dude. I love it, dude. It's awesome. I got some killer shots from sitting up front in the show where Calico's like standing on Chuck's chest and doing all these other weird things. It was crazy.
She's incredible. She's such a performer.
Yeah.
And she's such a presence. And I'm so glad that she's becoming more of our focus.
Yeah.
Because as just strong female lead, and we need more of that. And there's more of it now, but I feel like there's been a heavy lack of it in rock, and
sure,
in punk it's coming back. There's a lot more, like the record label that Good Riddance is on. There's 3 newer female fronted bands that have popped up that are doing really well. Like I'm definitely seeing more of it in the punk world, and it's nice to finally see it again because it's been
I mean, like in the metal world, it's like, or in the hard rock world, I guess you could say. I mean, I think of like Lizzie Hale and folks like that, and she's freaking amazing. I was fortunate enough I met her a few years back, and she played this little itty bitty festival in Pecatonica, Illinois, right? And it was those guys, Hailstorm and Blackstone Cherry, I think it was the only 2, but they were just laid back, and she's just so amazing, dude, and she's doing it all for good,
Yeah, we when we docked in San Diego, actually, me, my girlfriend, and Jan, we all went out and met up with Lizzie.
Oh, wow.
Day off in San Diego. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, she would be, and she's got a personality and a half too, right? And that's the thing. It's like, you can't take none of this stuff too seriously. I mean, we're out here to have fun, but we're also out here to help other people and move stuff along. And I think Calico does a really good job at that. Obviously Lizzie does a really good job at that. And the more and more we can promote that, and who knows, man, maybe 15, 20 years from now, my daughter will be doing that stuff, dude.
Totally.
Who knows? And my wife will be kicking me when I say that, but I'm like, dude, I want her to be able to be happy and do whatever it is she wants to do. And she loves music, dude. It's so funny. She'll get behind the drums and just tap, tap. She's 5, dude. I mean, she's just, and I'm like, listen, I'm like, she's like, wow, she's actually keeping like a consistent time on when she's hitting these things. I'm like, do you like playing drums? She's like, I love it. And I'm like, well, when I learn, I can teach you because I know you're playing better than I am right now. You know, dude, it's hilarious. So what's next for you? You're doing this, and then where is this tour taking you? And when do you go back out with Beasto?
Hopefully Beasto is going back out in March. I know Alice is pretty busy.
Right.
In the beginning of the year. For me, after this tour ends Sunday, I guess Saturday's our last show.
Oh, wow, okay.
So from here we go tomorrow Salt Lake, and then Reno, Sacramento, San Jose. And then I play drums at a dueling piano bar in Southern California also.
Really?
Yeah, it's super fun.
Dude, those are amazing, man. Like a Howl at the Moon type thing?
Yeah, so I would call it more of like a comedy music show.
Awesome.
So there's 2 piano players. It's an all-request show.
Dude.
So I have no idea what the next song is. It's extremely adult.
Yep.
100%. I mean, if you're offended easy, there are signs. If you're offended easy, you should leave.
Yeah. This is probably not the place for you.
This is not where you should be.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
But there's also a big red button on top of each piano that you can outbid the song that we're playing by $1, and you come up to the other piano player, hit the button, and we'll stop that song and play your song.
Oh my! So it's like on the fly, dude.
On the fly, and on good nights, like there have been times where that button has gotten hit like 10 times in a row.
Oh my gosh!
Like
just back and forth.
Somebody back and forth. Like I'm 15 seconds into a song, and somebody comes back up and they're like, "No, I want that other song."
Well, see, that's kind of cool though. But I mean, that would be hard for my brain though, because I'm like, how do you? I mean, adjust that fast, especially in the drums, man.
It's so I have Apple Music, so I have a playlist set up, and they give me notes at the end of every time I play, and it's just notes or hey, listen to this song, listen to that song.
Sure.
I have like a 4-hour playlist on my phone.
Holy moly!
That's piano bar. So and it's about a 2-hour drive from my house. So when there's no traffic,
right?
So
right.
Whenever I do the piano gig, and don't get me wrong, a lot of it, these songs. I mean, and it can be anything. It can be, dude, I'm playing Enter Sandman.
Right.
We've done System of a Down songs. Of course, you're doing Queen and Elton John and 80s rock and metal.
Yep.
No brainer.
Yeah.
But then we're doing like gangster rap, and we're doing current things like Lizzo. We'll do country. I mean,
wow,
it's everything. So my playlist, and again, Queen pops up, but then you quickly get reminded of like, holy crap, there are like some seriously important drum parts in here.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And the song, and then you start playing it, and you're like, I totally don't know this song.
When you're kind of hoping somebody comes up with $1 to outbid you.
Yeah. It's just like, oh.
You.
So yeah, my playlist is massive, but it's really cool because it keeps me on point.
Oh, I would bet. That's got to keep you sharp.
Yeah, and it's really, I'm learning a lot of other cool drum things that I'm incorporating into like new things that I write and whatnot. So,
dude, so where in Southern California do you do that at?
Claremont, California.
Claremont, California. All right. Well, maybe one of these days I'll show up for one of those things there, and then we'll do a live METALDevOps from the piano bar. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. That'd be a lot of fun, though, right?
That'd be so good.
So you're going back. Obviously, does Beasto tour when Alice Cooper's touring, or is it like you have to wait kind of because Chuck is basically his bass player, right?
Yeah. So we would definitely tour a lot more if we could.
Right.
But yeah, Coop's pretty busy.
Right.
So
No, it's funny because the first time I ever met Alice Cooper, dude, I used to live in Phoenix, and he had the Cooperstown restaurant downtown in Phoenix, and I think him and Dave Mustaine were part, I mean, obviously it's his godfather, but like, I'd show up there, and it was Alice Cooper's surprise birthday party. And they did it at the show, and they had like it was called I think it was called the Go-Go's or something like that. There was a band that came out, and they played 18, Welcome to My Nightmare, and No More Mr. Nice Guy. And he got up on stage for his birthday, and they locked all the doors so nobody can go in. It was just him playing on his birthday, and we're sitting there eating Megadeth meatloaf. Like, holy crap, this is awesome, dude. That's Alice Cooper, dude. And then I every time I would go in there, he'd be there, and I'd talk to him. He's really probably one of the nicest people I've ever met, man.
Yeah. Him and his wife, they're sweethearts.
Yeah,
they're genuinely just some of the nicest people ever.
Dude, he had told me, because he was living at, I think it was like Camelback Mountain or something like that. I think is where he was. Yeah. He was like, "Come up, check out the house." Like, I literally you could drive all the way up. He let me drive all the way up to his house, dude. I was like sitting at his house, like, holy shit, this really is a palace. Like, Alice does live in a palace. This is no joke, dude. Like, holy crap. But dude, it was so crazy. Like, Stevie Nicks showed up to this thing. It was just an amazing night for him. And he's just salted to do a great person. And I've seen Alice Cooper live, I don't know how many times. And then to see Chuck do this, it's so funny. I never put those together in my brain until literally after the cruise. I'm like, I start talking to you, and then I'm like, I got to do some research on this, dude. And I'm like, how did I not know about this? And like, it's been like 6 years. Like, how did I not know about this? And I'm like, dude, this is great, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people don't. It's weird. That haven't really put that together. But we don't get to tour a lot. But we're doing more, and we're like we did the Hailstorm tour, and hopefully we'll do some more with them. And
that would be cool.
Chuck's gnarly because he's out with Alice all the time, and then whenever we can, the MEGACruise. He left the Cooper tour to come rehearse, do MEGACruise, and then went right back out with Alice.
Dude, yeah, that's nuts.
He told me, he goes, dude, it'll be 3 months before I get back home. He's
a machine, though, dude. Like, I don't know, like, he's
unreal.
He's completely ripped too. I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's eating, dude, but that guy's out there like just. Like, my God, dude! Like, how the hell do you even stay so fit, dude? Living on the road, you'd think that it'd be much harder,
Yeah, he works out in the day. I try to. It's definitely easier on bus tours because you're not driving all day; you're already there.
True.
And eating, like I got fries today, but I'll purposely get salads instead, and just watching what you eat, because it is, if you don't, you got a lot of downtime.
Yeah, you would just be sitting a lot, dude. That'd be
just sitting and eating is kill you.
Dude, yeah, no doubt, dude. So like on a bus, do you have like drums and stuff? You can actually play on the bus, or are you actually just padding it out?
Yeah, no, on the bus.
Yeah. So that's your only form of exercise. So you better eat good.
Yeah. Well, and like I push up and sit ups and have an ab roller and whatnot. And like for us, we're in hotels every night, and as long as it's not brutal, I've got to get in the van at 10 a.m. or earlier. I'll hit the gym. Try to do the same.
Dude.
So
yeah, that's tough, man. And like the vegan thing, man. I say vegan, I went plant-based, I figured out I had allergies to dairy and eggs, dude, and I had no idea until I got a test done, and that kind of changed everything, and then they wanted me on this elimination diet thing, and it was just quicker to just say screw it and went completely vegan and slowly start adding stuff, and I just never added anything back in. I was like, I feel amazing, dude. I got energy, like I drink pots of coffee or something, dude, and I don't, it's like, I'm not going back, dude.
Yeah.
So
good. Yeah. And like Good Riddance is vegan vegetarians, and I've been in that band since '95. My first like hardcore band that I was in, that I started touring with in '92, were all vegan. I've been around it my whole life, so I'm a little dude, so I had integrated meat back into the picture, but now as I'm older, it's making its way back out of the picture.
Right. dude.
You know, if I want some, I'll have some, but it is what it is.
Right.
But it's gotten so much easier. I mean, we're at a barbecue place and half the menu's vegan.
Yeah, and that wasn't that way. Like, so Dirk, you know Dirk, obviously, and so he's been helping me. He's kind of been a coach to me for that, and what was so interesting is, you know, going from it's like when I first met Dirk, it was hilarious. I'm sitting at the Megadeth boot camp. This was at Dave Mustaine's house back in, like, you know, 3 years ago or something like that. And I'm standing in line and I grabbed this burrito, and it was the last burrito. Well, it turns out it was a vegan burrito, and I had no idea, you know. And he was like, "Oh, you know, are there any more burritos left?" And he's like, "No, he got the last one." And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "Oh, no worries." I'm like, "What, is this a vegan burrito?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You know, here you go." I mean, I'm not vegan. So I gave it to him. We hit it off by that. We started talking a bunch of stuff, and then over the years with everything going on, dude, he's just been kind of helping me out. And it's shocking to see all these people who are doing it, and it's like, well, they definitely know something. And I was dumbfounded how great I felt after 3 months, dude. So obviously, it's like the proof is in the pudding, you know. But
yeah, so you know, it's gotten so much easier. I mean, we leave. We always give ourselves an extra hour, you know, and thank God with technology, it's, okay, you know, where's a closer city that we're going to drive through and just type in vegan food.
Yeah.
And like, whoop, there it is. But in the 90s, it wasn't that simple. But we actually, Good Riddance, we had a book that Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, because she's been vegetarian since the 70s.
Right.
And she put out a book called The Vegetarian's Guide to America, and it was basically just vegetarian restaurants and markets all across the nation.
Right. So
we had this on our dashboard.
Dude, that's awesome.
In like Florida and Texas, like random places in the South, like what?
Yeah.
You know?
Everything's deep fried and meat.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's lard and everything. And we actually found, like, to where every time we played Florida, we didn't even need it anymore. We knew where this vegan grocery store was that had a deli in it or a restaurant, and we looked forward to it. We're like, we'd stock up. But that's how we rolled. But ironically, Europe, I've been touring Europe since 1992, and vegan, vegetarian, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. It's always been kind of like, you know, and especially depending on where you, so I travel for my job. But, you know, I'm in technology, right? So I travel all these different countries and stuff like that. And it seems like outside of America, like I was in Malaysia not that long ago. I mean, you can eat like a freaking king and never touch meat or milk or dairy or eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, dude, so I know your food is probably there because you've ordered it a while ago now.
Yeah, I did.
I'd love to do another interview with you at some point. Either come to Seattle or catch you down at the piano bar and then and talk more about Beasto Blanco, and then maybe you could show me a few things on the sticks, and maybe we'll get together again soon.
For sure, yeah. I'm in Santa Barbara, so that's where I live.
So you said you're going to San Jose soon. When is that? Do you know?
We play San Jose on Saturday.
Saturday, okay. I was just in San Jose last week, and then I'm going in the first week of December. I work at Cisco, so our headquarters is right there. But so I never. It's random that I get out there, but
we're playing the Bay Area in January.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're actually going to be playing San Francisco.
Oh, cool. I get out there pretty frequently, so maybe I'll come out and see you then.
Yeah,
but, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Seriously, it's been great to meet you, and I appreciate you coming on the show. And it was funny, like Sean gets done playing this whole show at Beasto Blanco, and I catch him out on the wing of the cruise ship, just kind of hanging out right after he gets done playing, and I'm like, hey, bro, you know, huge fan now. Never was before, but now I know what I'm getting into, and love to have you on the show. And he agreed. So, dude, thanks again for that. I appreciate it greatly, and I'm hoping we stay in touch, dude.
Absolutely, man. We will.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. All right, take care.
All right, ciao.
Yeah.
Bye.